Next, talking about a team that is going to make a playoff run, the Boston Celtics. They finally reached 50 wins and finished their road trip going 3-2. Now, this 5-game road trip consisted of Cleveland, Denver, in Cleveland, in Denver, in Phoenix, in Portland, and then in Utah. So they just finished up their Utah game, and against Portland, that was their number 50 win game. But I want to jump back to the game against Denver because I bitched and yelled and was so angry at how they lost against Cleveland that when they played Denver, I definitely had higher hopes. I was hoping that, the game, first game against Denver in Boston, both the Jays sucked in that game one. It was not good. And then, of course, Tatum missed that final shot. He talked about how the clock was sped up in his head. He wasn't so sure about everything. And then he shot the ball with like 3 seconds left. There was still so much time. He could have made a move instead of doing that cheap-ass fadeaway there. But he missed the final shot. Denver takes game one in Boston. And now in game two, Jaylen Brown lit it up, going for 41 points. But both Tatum and Brown struggled in the fourth quarter mightily, going 1 of 5 and 2 of 7 respectively. Tatum 1 of 5, Brown 2 of 7. Tatum played the full 12 minutes in the fourth, while Brown played the final 10. And of course, Tatum had a chance at a wide open three to put Boston up 1 late in the fourth quarter, and it rimmed out. And then Jokic got the ball, which led to, I almost said Blake Griffin, but Aaron Gordon's alley-oop. And that's where you could tell, done. It was over. And it kind of bothered me because Denver's a good team. I am not taking anything away from Denver. They are the reigning NBA champs, and Jokic is arguably the best player. When people were complaining last year, I'm pretty sure it was, about Jokic being in the running for another MVP or, being the leader for the MVP, and people were bitching about that for reasons I'm not going to get into on this show. After watching that game too, because again, it's not like I watch Denver basketball every single time they play. After watching that second game, I am 100% agreement that Jokic should have been the MVP for the last 5 years. Like, that is how good this guy is. Not because he can score at will. Not because he's going to put up 70 like Joel Embiid just did. No. He can score, but he can pass. He reminds me of some of the Celtics from the 86 championship. Arguably the best passing big men to ever play the game. Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, and our sixth man, Bill Walton, coming off the bench. That's right, Bill Walton in 86 coming off the bench. Watching those guys pass the ball around and just watching the ball move with them all in sync, it's almost like artwork for them. And watching Nikola Jokic, that's exactly what it was. That alley-oop to Aaron Gordon was like, my jaw dropped. Like, I couldn't even react. That's how, how cool and great that was. Now, I will say that, you could argue that I didn't move because I was so pissed off because I knew that was the game right there, which is a little true. But I didn't move because I was a little pissed, but also because that was such an unbelievable play. And the way Jokic is able to control the court and control the ball and his passing and his knowledge of the game, it's wild to me. It's absolutely wild to me. That's why, I am scared of Denver. I am 100% scared of Denver because Jokic is a problem for this team. We have our big man in Porzingis. He can't defend, Porzingis can't defend Jokic. But on the other hand, Jokic can't defend Porzingis. Horford is too old to guard Porzingis. And I'm not sure if there is anybody on this team that can guard Jokic. So Denver scares me. If they make it to the finals and we make it to the finals, I am scared of that being 7 games. But they were able to get a good win going away against the Suns a couple days later. Then basically just annihilated the Trailblazers, control that game from basically the jump, and beat the Trailblazers without Holiday and Porzingis, while also last night them beating the Jazz like easily without Porzingis, Brown, and Al Horford. And Derek White had an absolute field day against the Jazz, going 7 of 11 from behind the arc. Was just wild to me. Like, even though Tatum scored 38 and led the team in points, I give the props to Derek White, man. Going 7 from 11 from behind 3. It was raining threes from White's hands. That I like to see. And to be able to finish up that series the way they did against Utah, the series meaning the 5-game road trip that they just had, they looked good in that second half. They looked really good. Just being that deep, with Pritchard, Cornette, Hauser, and the new guys, Tillman, like that depth that the Boston Celtics have is arguably second to none in the league right now. So I am saying it now. I've said it before. I'll say it again, and I'll say it now. This is a championship or bust season. And don't you tell me otherwise. And if you can sit here and tell me with a straight face as a Celtics fan, or even if you're not a Celtics fan, but if you could sit there and tell me that, well, it's good for them to make it to the finals, then I'm sorry. You deserve to be, with the other fans that think making the AFC Championship was banner worthy like the Colts did, or like the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Yep, I'm still going to call them the Devil Rays because that's a better name than the Rays, who hung up a banner for making the play-in game. Losing, but hanging up a banner nonetheless. So, yeah, spare me on the it's good for them to make it to the finals, and it's okay if they lose. No. Championship or bust. Just like the 2007 Pats. Championship or bust. And that was a massive bust. One that I'm still hanging on to and will hang on to for the rest of my life.